What is up, guys? This is Frostbite, and before I get into what I want to talk about today, I want to just say that this gameplay, this Model 3 gameplay, it's a really nice gameplay, 59 kills and 5 deaths on Village, and how I got this gameplay is kind of interesting, because last night at around 11 or 12 p.m. last night, I was looking around for gameplays to do this commentary on, and I just, because Gamble, the one who supplies me with my gameplays, was offline because it's kind of late. So I just went to the vault and I just randomly searched around people's vaults without their permission for gameplay. And I just got one. It was pretty nice, this one, and I recorded it. And then I asked that guy later, because he was playing Model 3. So I asked him later, hey, could I record your gameplay? So he said yes, and then it's pretty cool. Anyways, what I want to talk about today is not about the gameplay, but rather about the game, or games itself. I'm gonna compare the two games, or gaming franchises, Counter-Strike and Call of Duty. What this is based on is not some fancy research, but just from my own opinion and experience. Now, if you guys know, I have much more experience in COD, like 800 hours, compared to like Counter-Strike, which has like 50 hours, but it's my first FPS. But I've played enough Counter-Strike Global Offense to compare in my own basis. First, you need to know that they are very different games. They are very different games. Remember that that big epic debate / battle when Battlefield and Model 3 were gonna come out, and fanboys of both games were like fighting in YouTube comments and all that. It was like Clash of Titans, and a logical solution came out of that, and it was that the two games are very different. They might be both first-person shooters, but Battlefield 3 and Model 3 are very apart in terms of gameplay. And I think that Counter-Strike is like that too. Let's get to the comparing. Okay, starting with Call of Duty. COD is more like an FPS arcade game. New players will find it really fun because it has a lot of diversity. For example, Model 3 has like a lot of kill streaks, perks, attachments, proficiencies, equipment, blah blah blah. They will have lots of fun experimenting with different combinations, what's good, what's bad, and they'll have fun running and gunning through the map with something like the MP7, which they probably figured out has no fucking recoil. They'll have lots of fun camping around, sitting around corners, and getting a juggernaut and just raping everybody. I know because I experienced that kind of fun when I started playing COD back in Modern 2. But what makes COD great is also what makes COD suck. Because you have lots of things to play around with, it creates a lot of unreasonable bullshit. Especially if your developer, whether it's Infinity Ward or Treyarch, doesn't patch the game much, and they just add some really unbalanced stuff into the game, like the ACR, which has no fucking recoil, yet again. Therefore, you get these little raging moments where you just want to take the disc out and throw it in the microwave. Just burn it. And I call COD an arcade shooter because it has an arcade, unrealistic style to it. Players are stuck in a small, confined area to randomly shoot people at first sight, running around with overpowered weapons. It's like cage fighting with guns. It's so easy to kill people, but yet so hard to stay alive and get a nice streak. Especially if your ping is bad, because in Call of Duty, ping is better, well, it's more important than skill. I'm just saying from my own experience, because I have a really bad internet connection. And in COD, there's pretty much no skill involved. There's memory involved. You gotta memorize the ways around the map, know where to hide, where to avoid, what choke points. Gotta remember what each perk or equipment or kill streak does and how it helps you. But that's about it. There's no real skill involved. Here's how a typical engagement in COD works. You see a guy right in front of you, around 10 to 20 feet from you, pretty close. and you raise your sights and shoot him. Just hold down the trigger, and the gun will do the rest. Bam, 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 it's done. No work involved. It's like a game of pressing buttons, right? The button lights up, boom, you press that. Except it's much more sophisticated. And if you die, you can blame lots of stuff. Oh, that claimer by that stupid noob. That noob tuber just duped me. I'm gonna FMG9 him now. Yeah, COD is more for casual gamers. That's why on the Xbox there's a lot of 11-year-old squeakers playing in mature game that's supposed to be for over 18 years old even. But anyway, and maybe you're like, what about MLG and Optic Team and all those professional guys who compete in tournaments and play COD? Maybe it's just MLG, but outside of MLG, the other gaming tournaments, like the ones held by Intel, they compete with Counter-Strike. Now let's talk about Counter-Strike. Alright. It is more professional, serious shooter in my opinion, because well, the look of it is more professional. Its graphics are not as good as Call of Duty. There's not so much art, like models lying around, like trash cans, tables, trucks, cars, whatever. But it's a more bare bones style of gameplay, which appeals to more, mature gamers and, more skilled gamers. And there is less diversity in the game. There's no kill streaks, there's no perks, there are grenades, but there's no claymores and that C4 and all that. So that is more appealing again to the mature and more serious gamers. And that causes less bullshit, right? Like, think about that. You won't be killed by kill streaks, and like you won't be killed by this commando guy who stabs knives really far. You won't be killed by that because there's no such thing. If you die, it's your fault. You didn't aim well. You didn't shoot at the right moment. You got flashed because you were looking at the flashbang. Yeah, and you can't blame anyone because of your death. There is more skill involved. Let me tell you this. In a typical Counter-Strike gunfight engagement, right? You see a guy who's like across the hallway from you, right? You can't just sit there and spray, because if you hold down the trigger for and let more than 3 bullets come out at a time, the bullets are not gonna hit. It's just not gonna hit. They're gonna spray everywhere. They're gonna go everywhere, and you're gonna die a really horrible death because you didn't burst fire. You have to burst fire, and you gotta move in and out of cover. And once you get out, you have to switch run out of ammo. You have to switch to your pistol, and then it's more fun when you engage in gunfights, and it takes much more skill. I'm telling you. That's why I'm training in CS:GO right now. Because if you train well in CS:GO, you're gonna be a better player in Call of Duty. And there is also more strategy involved because Counter-Strike is built around search and destroy. There's no team deathmatch, there's no domination. It's mostly search and destroy. That's the most popular format of playstyle. And search and destroy by itself takes some strategy because you're in a team, your objective is to plant the bomb, and you can't respawn, so it takes more strategy, and especially in Counter-Strike, because people take gaming more seriously in Counter-Strike. And of course there's mods, which is really awesome, and because it lets the community participate in creating the game, and also Valve, guys behind the game, the developer of Counter-Strike, are really awesome people because they let patches and new stuff out for free. It's like DLC, but then it's free. So I would recommend COD for the more casual gamer, or if you're new to FPSs, or if yeah, for the casual gamers, for guys who just want to have a fun time for like 30 minutes. And Counter-Strike for the more serious, mature gamers who want to, also have some fun, because Counter-Strike is also a fun game. It's just that, yeah, take it more seriously and have more gun skill. Train up your gun skill, which is really good for aiming. But anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe. And that's about it. Peace out.